Sometimes people ask me if I'm ever going to ditch my van and get an apartment. I say, give me one good reason. This must be the place. Luckily they went on pretty quick this time. But yeah, it is coming down. And this snow is like super dry. Like this is perfect for boarding. Tomorrow's gonna be an epic day. What could you ask for?
Forces changing, phases aging, feelings. Give me one good reason. Give me one good reason. Forces changing, phases aging, feelings. Give me one good reason. Give me one good reason. Give me one good reason. Forces changing, phases aging, feelings. Give me one good reason. Give me one good reason.
Well, I don't know what day it is, but I'm sitting here in the van doing some tequila shots. And man, it is just absolutely delicious. So what I do know though is that they're anticipating a lot of snow starting here in a couple hours, going all through the night, all through the day tomorrow. So I mean, if we don't get like 6 inches or something, between now and halfway through the day tomorrow, I don't know what's going on. But so I got the chains on, put those on now, even though there's nothing going on. So I'll be ready to go for tomorrow. I'm gonna leave out here early in the morning, go into the canyons, and I'm gonna do some serious shredding of some serious powder. At least that's the plan. Yeah, heater's working great. I've got, where are you? 34 degrees outside. It has not been below zero for a couple of days, which was the biggest problem. It's going down to 10 below. But yeah, on a night like this, I mean, 34 degrees, like, well, it's like 9 o'clock, like the other day, by this time, it'd probably be like 0 degrees or something. So if it's 0 degrees by 9 o'clock, you're in trouble. but 34 degrees now, like that's almost too hot. But tomorrow morning, I definitely have to obey that alarm that's going to go off at like 7 o'clock or something, because I need to make sure I'm up and out of here and where I need to be in time, instead of sleeping in like I've been doing. So anyways,
Give me one good reason. Give me one good reason. Forces changing, phases aging, feelings. Give me one good reason. Give me one good reason. Give me one good reason. Forces changing, phases aging, feelings. Give me one good reason. Give me one good reason. Forces changing, phases aging, feelings. Give me one good reason.
so I am gonna try and deal with this mess now. The other night, when the diesel heater stopped working, everything got so cold in here that this thing actually froze to a solid block of ice. I think it's still frozen right now, but like that's 7 gallons, completely full. So you can imagine how cold it would have to be to freeze a 7-gallon block of water. And then what happened was, as water freezes, it expands. Well, this is open right here, So water just came out, dribbled down the side, turned into icicles, still frozen right here. And I don't know how much came out or what, but I see ice and stuff frozen down in there. So I gave it some thought, and I think that what I'm going to do about this situation right now is nothing. This because I have no idea really how to deal with it in the condition that it's in and what I have available. And then while I'm doing nothing, I'll give it some thought, some more thought. So like this thing was sitting out, like this thing is frozen. This little bottle didn't freeze, it was sitting inside here, but this thing froze. Big block of ice in there. So I did finally break out this thing. I don't know why I did not use this last night. I'm not even sure what I was thinking, but I probably just thinking like it was more trouble to dig it out than it would be to just suffer through the cold. But I couldn't handle it. I mean, everything was frozen. I had to, like, my phone wouldn't charge, like the computer was doing weird stuff, and the water was all freezing up everywhere. And then if the regular heater, the diesel heater, doesn't fix itself today sometime, if it doesn't warm up enough to get this thing to start flowing, then I'll just keep this thing out in the meantime. Not the most ideal thing, but like it's only been on for a few minutes, and like the heat just goes straight up. It says it's 88 degrees, which it may be like right there, but like down over here or down over there, it's probably still like 30 degrees. So, but at least I don't have to freeze to death completely. So yeah, it was a pretty brutal night. Anyways, I'm gonna go snowboarding and see what's going on out there. This is what I'm after right here. Stuff is so delicious. And then I also found some of these things in there, which I love. Had to grab a couple of those. Saw this at the checkout aisle, so I had to grab that. And then I'm not sure I'm fully awake yet, so I just grabbed this. So I'm going to take a heat gun, and I'm going to crawl into the van, and I'm just going to blow dry the fuel filter and the fuel lines going from the fuel tank to the heater, and see if I can thaw it out. And I absolutely don't want to do that because it's freezing cold, and I don't want to be crawling around on the ground outside in this kind of weather. And I'm running out of daylight too, which means it's just going to get even colder in addition to getting dark. But more than I don't want to do that, I don't want to freeze again tonight, like I did last night when the heater didn't work because the diesel fuel had gelled up. And so yeah, that really sucked. And I mean, it was negative 10 degrees out, and so it would get down to like 20 degrees. I would wake up. I intentionally used less blankets so that the cold would wake me up so I could turn the propane heater on. And that stops working, by the way, too. When it gets cold enough, the propane bottle freezes up and then the thing just turns off. It doesn't work anymore. But I could heat it up, just the van up just a little bit to take the chill out of the air, go back to sleep for another hour, and wake back up and do the same thing all over again. Because I didn't want the van to freeze up like it did the other day with the whole water turning into a giant block of ice and spilling everywhere, or like overflowing over the van when it expands inside the tank. So I'm really hoping that this will work. I would think that it would have thawed itself out by now. It did the other day. The first time it froze up, it thawed itself out within like 24 hours, and I was able to use the heater again. I didn't have to do anything. It fixed itself as the temperature went up. You know, maybe like by 20 degrees or so, it was working just fine. But last night it just stopped. Even with putting a gallon of kerosene in, it did not help. So I'm going to dump a bunch of this diesel treatment in there. I'm just going to overdo it and just pray that that works so I don't have to freeze again. I don't think it's going to be as cold tonight, but it's going to be cold enough that everything's going to freeze and I'm going to freeze, and it's going to be miserable if I'm not able to use this heater. So I'm trying to be discreet, but it's a little hard when you have limited space, and you end up making a scene at the local Walmart, which I don't want to do. I don't want to be one of those guys. All right, sun has gone behind these mountains. Temperature is dropping. I got the van running so that this thing doesn't drain or kill the house battery, to kind of help out. And I'm now going to climb underneath and start hair drying the van. I think there is the problem area right there. Hopefully that's it. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get out of this spot. This is probably like a couple inches of snow that has fallen overnight. So I don't know if the next scene I'm cursing and like running around outside, then we'll know I couldn't make it. Well, so far so good. Unbelievable that I can get stuck in a parking lot with just a little bit of snow on the ground, but when the road's completely covered in snow, I can drive through it no problem. Like, I don't understand that, but I'm not gonna argue with it, that's for sure. Last thing I want to do is have to get out and throw chains on just for driving 100 feet. I got arches to look at. I ain't got time for all that.
so deep it can't be real. I'm not used to this thing I feel. What is this? I'm drowning in this heavy haze, electric nights and heady days. What is this?
So there's mandatory chains required on the road up to Paradise. So I'm gonna chain up real quick, and I gotta hurry because I don't have a lot of time before to get up there and then get back before they close the gate, and it could take a while. I mean, it's snowing pretty good, and I gotta drive pretty slow with the chains on, and hopefully I don't get any fender slap. They were slapping the shit out of my fenders last time, but I got some new chain tighteners, and hopefully that's gonna work. So I'm gonna run out there real quick and try and throw them on real fast, and then get back and see if I can make it up to Paradise. So I drove towards the ocean. I can't even tell where I'm at. According to this, I'm in the ocean, but I don't know where the water is. And now I don't really know which direction I'm going either. Like, if I drive the wrong way, I either drive into the sand and get stuck because I'm too heavy, or I drive into the ocean. So I gotta make sure I am going the right direction. So see this? These lines are going different directions. I can't tell where the hell I'm going. Water. Oh, you're not. Jesus fucking Christ. God, unbelievable. I must be too close to the water right now. Yeah, it's hard to see where the hell you're going.
Yeah, the fog's fucking with us.
Yeah, and then like you get turned around, I'm like, am I driving towards the ocean, or I don't want to drive in the sand, and then...
Yeah, we're in the strip beds right now.
That worked perfect. Well, this freaking place is hard to get to. Like, I've been driving like all day since, I don't even know. It's been like 4 hours. Granted, I took some time in Joyce and I was not driving. I don't know how long I was there, but you know, like, and then I stopped in Clallam Bay and got some transmission fluid and put that in. But you just can't. These roads are like so narrow and winding and in bad shape, and like you just can't drive that fast. I mean, sometimes you're driving like 20 miles an hour going around these hairpin turns. So I'm not trying to rush through it, but I'll be damned if it just is taking me all day to drive 50 miles or however long it is, and I'm not even there yet. So there's very few places to like just boondock around here. So I'm pulled off right here by the ocean. But my God, this is like no easy way to get here. Are you kidding me?
So am I? Am I alive? Or am I dreaming of another life? So am I? Am I alive? What is this feeling in which you find?
So, end of the road here, deep in the Wenatchee Forest. Of course, the road would be blocked with snow, and I got to backtrack the whole way. And then I got stuck right here. I didn't anticipate this mud being so deep and moist. This is not too bad, but that side just sunk down almost to the frame. And on this side is a drop off, which goes down into this creek here. So I was trying to do like a 65-point turn, see if I could back up and then pull forward and back up and pull forward, and there would have been barely enough room. You know, I didn't want to come all the way because this ground I didn't trust right here, because if that gives way, then you're in big trouble over there. Well, I thought this would be okay, this little spot here, but yeah, totally got stuck there. Thank God. If I didn't have, I couldn't even get to the max tracks because those were buried essentially on the back down there, and this was all backed up against the cliff, and there's no way I could get down to that. One thing I didn't anticipate, I should probably move those too, but I did have another set upstairs in there of those guys, and those things got me out. Just one actually is all it took. But I'm not done yet. I still have to back up here and find a place to turn around and do another turn. I'm going to try, I think further up right around here I can do it, but there's no way I can back up all the way out of here. These are switchbacks with cliffs on one side that drop off way more than that, and single lane. Like, I can't do it. I have to turn around at some point. I'm going to try and do that right there, so see how that goes. These guys literally just turned out the lights and went home. Like right as I was putting oil in the van. Okay, so I haven't left the gas station yet. I am still trying to find a route. I just got an internet signal again, but this chick in this SUV pulled up, literally just got out, walked around to the passenger side, squatted down, and took a piss. Like right there. Like, probably see the wet spot. That wet spot right by the tire. I guess if you gotta go, you gotta go. Somehow, I left the rest area that I was at, got back on the freeway, and instead of going east like I was supposed to go, ended up going west, and I just drove 60 miles in the wrong direction back to where I started from this morning. Well, I had like a half gallon of laundry detergent leak out of the container and onto the carpeting of the front floorboard. And I gotta say, I honestly don't know. I don't know how to deal with that. Like that's a new one on me. Half gallon of laundry detergent. Like, unbelievable. I mean, I guess my carpet's gonna be really clean, but I need a vacuum. Looks like a bit more water coming down. I got a feeling I'm gonna get wet. Oh, shit. Oh, Jesus. Oh, that's cold, but that felt good. Whew. Oh, man, that woke me up. All right. I don't know how far I've come, which means I don't know how far I have left to go, so I guess I just keep going.